Am I the asshole for throwing my stepson's Father's Day gift out of my house? Let me preface this by saying that I, 38 male, struggled with alcoholism for 3 years. It was the most difficult period of my life. I'm now 3 years sober and doing so much better with my life. I got married to my wife last year and have a stepson, 16, male, Jake. Jake and I aren't really close, but we have a cordial relationship. His dad's in the picture, so it's pretty clear that he never sees me as a dad. Jake has done a number of things in the past that caused us to fight, like getting into trouble and making me pay for damages, or damaging my own things and having me pay for them. He constantly mocks my sobriety every chance he gets. Some issues got worked out with time, but the mocking is pretty much still there. I told my wife how this makes me feel, but got nowhere. Father's Day comes and my wife's family came over to celebrate with us. We had dinner and then Jake surprised me with a gift saying it was for me for Father's Day, which I thought was sweet, completely out of character for him to get me anything. However, from the way he was smug smiling, I just didn't feel comfortable. Anyway, I opened it and behold, there was a flask and a glass. Frankly, I felt like he just made fun of or mocked one of the biggest, most difficult struggles in my entire life. I froze. I didn't know what to say or how to act since everyone was literally watching me. Jake was giggling hard, and that's when I got pissed. I put everything back, then grabbed the box and told him, "This doesn't belong in my house." Then I opened the door, walked up to the trash can, and threw the entire thing in there. My wife, her mom, and my stepson were at the door watching. Jake went downstairs, and my wife started arguing with me about what I did. We got into an argument. That's when her parents left. My wife got more upset, saying how I reacted was childish and that Jake was just teasing me and I should loosen up and stop being dramatic. I refused to get engaged any further, and now there's just so much tension in the house and silence from my in-laws. Am I the asshole for how I handled it? Not the asshole. Doing something shitty and calling it a joke doesn't make it suddenly not shitty. At best, it's a bad, offensive accident, and at worst, it's this. Your stepson is a bully. Instead of protecting you from this bully, your wife is supporting it. If your stepson and wife are not willing to be allies and support you in your sobriety, maybe they aren't the best people for you to be around. If she genuinely thinks her son's gift was an appropriate joke and not a mean, nasty prank, that is deeply concerning. Congrats on 3 years. Not the asshole. Overcoming alcoholism and staying sober for so long is a thing to admire, not mock. You had a right to be angry and to throw the alcohol away. The asshole. You were calmer than I would have been. He clearly did it to bait you, and that should have been obvious to your wife as well. He's a massive asshole, and while I don't condone or excuse his behavior, he is a teenager. But your wife doesn't have that excuse. She is worse than he is for enabling such shitty behavior. Definitely not the asshole. I'm really sorry, but if your wife is not taking your sobriety seriously and defending her son, maybe it's time to reevaluate the entire relationship. Stay strong. Amazing work on your 3 years sober. Not the asshole. Jesus Christ. Sounds like another ploy to pit you and the wife against each other. If anything, for your own mental health and the sake of your sobriety, I'd take a hard look at your relationships in this household. Not the asshole. Your stepson knew what he was doing and you weren't being dramatic. Giving a recovering alcoholic an alcohol gift is not only a horrible thing to do, but it can reintroduce the temptation. I think you reacted just fine, but your stepson is an asshole. Congrats on your 3 years sober. Not the asshole, but your wife and stepson are the biggest assholes. Sobriety is not a thing to mock. The son overstepped and mom supported him. Not the asshole by any means. Considering the absolute audacity the stepson showed, you were relatively calm. Stepson is an asshole, and so is your wife for allowing him to be an asshole. She is enabling him to become a mean-spirited and shitty person. Some things are not meant to be joked about. Not the asshole, but tell me why you are married again? Your wife allows her brat kid to mock your sobriety. This is not the normal family quarrel. This is serious shit. If your wife is so self-absorbed, you should really considering this marriage. What she is bringing to the table, apart an awful kid that she does not parent, apparently. Yes, the fact that she responded that it's just teasing, like sobriety is extremely important to her spouse, not just some family friend. She should have been yelling at her son, not her husband. Also, I think OP's stepson is trying to sabotage this marriage. Why the hell else would he play such a cruel joke?